Lee Kuan Yew, Architect of Modern Singapore Reading, and published by Mr. Books. Introduction. Lee Kuan Yew remains one of the most influential statesmen of the 20th century, an indomitable figure whose vision and tenacity transformed the nascent nation of Singapore into a vibrant global metropolitan city. Born on September 16, 1923, this towering personality emerged from modest beginnings, soon rising to prominence as a lawyer and a compelling political voice. At the heart of his leadership was a commitment to the ideals of meritocracy, pragmatism, and an unwavering belief in the potential of his people. Lee co-founded the People's Action Party, PAP, in 1954, signaling a watershed moment in Singapore's political evolution. His strategic foresight helped to navigate the tumultuous waters of colonialism, racial strife, and the pressing need for economic prosperity. Under his stewardship, Singapore adapted to its geopolitical realities, especially the challenges posed by its neighbors and its limited natural resources. The title Architect of Modern Singapore is fitting, as Lee envisioned and initiated profound changes that laid the backbone for Singapore's contemporary success. From the establishment of robust institutions to public housing policies that address the immediate needs of a growing population, his strategies were innovative and effective. Lee's leadership was characterized by a duality, a firm hand in governance, and a genuine desire for the welfare of his citizens, a blend that many attribute to his policymaking success. Central to Lee's ethos was his belief that a nation's success required a disciplined political framework, societal cohesion, and a commitment to economic pragmatism. Under his rule, Singapore adopted a developmental state model, emphasizing infrastructural development, foreign investment, and a keen focus on education. This multifaceted approach not only accelerated economic growth, but also ensured social stability in a country known for its diverse ethnic composition. As we delve into the subsequent chapters, the reader will uncover the trajectory of Singapore from its independence in 1965 to its current status as a first world country. Each section of this book is dedicated to illuminating different facets of Lee Kuan Yew's contributions, from his early years and political maneuvers to his enduring legacy that continues to influence global policy. Exploring Lee Kuan Yew not only offers insight into a single nation's development, but also provides valuable lessons for leaders and policymakers around the world. His life's work prompts crucial discussions about governance, national identity, and the role of a leader in navigating the complexities of modern society. Lee's vision went beyond local boundaries, advocating a world where nations could thrive despite limitations. As we journey through the chapters of his remarkable life, we will gain a deeper understanding of the principles that can guide countries toward progress and the challenges that inevitably accompany such an ambitious path. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button to support the channel. And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an audiobook that could change your life. Now, let's begin. Enjoy. Chapter 1. The Early Years, Foundations of a Leader. Lee Kuan Yew's formative years were marked by a curious blend of privilege and hardship that shaped his character and philosophy. Born to a wealthy Chinese family in Singapore, Lee was educated at Raffles Institution, where he demonstrated early signs of intelligence and leadership. His family emphasized the value of education, laying the groundwork for his later accomplishments. Lee's experiences during World War II left a profound mark on his psyche. The Japanese occupation of Singapore from 1942 to 1945 exposed the fragility of British colonial rule and fueled his desire for self-governance. Witnessing the suffering and hardship of his fellow citizens motivated him to seek change. After the war, he continued his education at the University of Cambridge, where he developed a keen interest in law and politics, further solidifying his aspirations to lead. His entrance into politics began with the formation of the People's Action Party in 1954, a pivotal moment that would define Singapore's future. The party aimed to promote self-governance and eventually independence from British colonial rule. Lee's capacity to articulate the needs and aspirations of the populace resonated with many, fostering loyalty among his supporters. His oratory skills, coupled with an understanding of the socio-political landscape, quickly elevated him to a prominent position within the party. As the 1950s progressed, Singapore was a melting pot of cultures and ideologies, with political instability characterized by strikes and riots. The People's Action Party sought to address these issues, presenting a new vision for governance. Lee's leadership emerged not just as a response to the demands for independence, but as a means to forge a cohesive national identity amid diversity. He recognized that the path to stability would require navigating the intricacies of race relations, economic disparity, and public welfare. One significant achievement of this period was the focus on education reform. Lee believed that equipping the population with knowledge and skills was key to national growth. The establishment of programs tailored for workers, the underprivileged, and youth became synonymous with the party's agenda. His emphasis on meritocracy resonated deeply, appealing to a society eager for equal opportunities. However, the road to independence was fraught with challenges. Lee faced intense opposition from rivals within the political landscape, particularly from leftist factions. The ideological battles of the time mirrored the tumult of post-war sentiments, and Lee had to navigate these conflicts carefully. His strategic thinking and pragmatic approach often led to confrontations, ultimately reinforcing his resolve to institutionalize governance frameworks that would ensure Singapore's future as a self-reliant state. The merging of Singapore with Malaysia in 1963 didn't alleviate these tensions. Rather, it intensified them. Lee's tenure as Prime Minister began in 1959, but the promise of a unified Malaysia soon soured. Lee Kuan Yew's experiences in the early years with political strife, socio-economic challenges, and racial discord influenced his future strategies profoundly. He recognized that, to foster a successful nation, he would have to take a multifaceted approach, integrating economic development with social policies aimed at unity. This chapter sets the stage for understanding the complexities of Lee Kuan Yew's transformative leadership. His early experiences, struggles for self-governance, and the political tumult of the late 1950s provided him with invaluable lessons that he carried into his tenure as the architect of a modern Singapore. Each decision he made in these formative years laid the groundwork for the policies that would eventually turn Singapore into one of the world's most prosperous and stable nations. Chapter 2. The Political Landscape, Crafting a Vision. As Lee Kuan Yew took the reins of leadership, he quickly recognized the urgent need to forge a cohesive political landscape that reflected the diverse fabric of Singaporean society. The post-independence period was marked by complexity. To navigate this new territory, Lee relied on a steadfast vision, characterized by resilience, pragmatism, and an unwavering commitment to progress. The culmination of political turbulence throughout the 1950s significantly shaped Lee's approach. Upon achieving self-governance in 1959, the realities of political power became evident. Lee understood that a solid governance framework was essential for maintaining stability amid the ethnic tensions and economic challenges that plagued the nation. His vision encompassed not just economic growth, but also the creation of a homeland where multiple cultures could coexist harmoniously. Central to Lee's strategy was the consolidation of power through effective governance. The need to establish a ruling party capable of unifying the diverse population became paramount. Hence, Lee's People's Action Party, PAP, grew both in stature and influence. He emphasized professionalism within the ranks, recruiting individuals who exhibited strong educational backgrounds and expertise across various sectors. This approach fostered a culture of meritocracy, enabling the PAP to gain the trust of the electorate. Lee sensed that frequent elections could breed instability and division. He strategically opted for a firm guiding hand in governance, embedding the party as the nucleus of political life. His government emphasized transparency and accountability principles that laid the cornerstone for the rule of law in Singapore. Lee understood that political legitimacy in a multicultural society relied on public confidence in governance. Thus, he instituted robust anti-corruption measures, establishing the Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau in 1952. However, Lee's path was not devoid of opposition. The rise of leftist factions and trade union movements threatened his vision. His decisive actions against dissenting groups reflected a commitment to preserving stability, albeit at the cost of political pluralism. The PAP's gradual consolidation of power through measures such as the Internal Security Act ensured a political environment conducive to rapid reform and growth. While critics labeled Lee's methods as authoritarian, proponents viewed them as necessary to safeguard the nation's interests. Lee rarely shied away from controversial steps, such as detaining opposition leaders, to protect his vision for Singapore. He framed these actions as essential for the greater good, promoting them through a narrative that highlighted the existential threats facing the young nation. International relations also played a pivotal role in shaping Lee's vision. Singapore's merger with Malaysia in 1963, although transformative, was fraught with challenges. The political and economic realities of the merger soon uncovered deep-seated issues. When tensions escalated, leading to Singapore's expulsion from Malaysia in 1965, Lee faced unprecedented challenges. He was now a leader of an independent nation that had to carve its identity in a rapidly changing world. Lee's ability to recalibrate his vision toward global engagement was pivotal. He sought to position Singapore not just as a Southeast Asian nation, but as a key player in international trade and diplomacy. The establishment of the Singapore Economic Development Board in 1961 reflected his desire to attract foreign investment and stimulate economic growth. The political landscape Lee crafted was further enriched by regional alliances. Recognizing the importance of ASEA, he sought collaboration with neighboring nations, fostering a sense of collective security and economic interdependence. This strategic positioning not only bolstered Singapore's international standing, but provided a framework for regional cooperation despite historical animosities. In cultivating a vision for Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew understood that the bedrock of a successful state lies in the delicate balance between authority and responsiveness to its people. His governance reflects a paradigm where strong leadership is harmonized with unwavering dedication to public welfare, a guiding principle that would continue to steer Singapore toward prosperity in the ensuing decades. Chapter 2 thus encapsulates the ethos of Lee Kuan Yew's political journey, revealing how his vision reshaped not just Singapore's governance, but also the broader context of Southeast Asian politics, a legacy that persists in influence and impact. Chapter 3 Economic Transformation from Third World to First. Singapore's journey from a resource-poor port city to a thriving global economic powerhouse is a remarkable testament to Lee Kuan Yew's visionary leadership and strategic economic policies. Faced with an uncertain future post-independence, Lee recognized that economic growth was essential for national survival and social stability. Thus began the ambitious project that transformed Singapore's economic landscape. When Singapore separated from Malaysia in 1965, it was a highly vulnerable nation with limited resources and a high unemployment rate. The immediate challenge was to create jobs and ensure that the population could achieve a reasonable standard of living. Lee understood that the key to economic development lay in attracting foreign investment and establishing a conducive environment for trade and enterprise. One of the first steps in this transformative journey was the establishment of the Economic Development Board, EDB, in 1961. The EDB played a crucial role in formulating policies to attract foreign capital and expertise, while providing incentives for multinational corporations to set up operations in Singapore. Lee's government worked tirelessly to promote Singapore as a manufacturing hub, emphasizing its strategic location and skilled workforce. These efforts bore fruit as foreign companies began flocking to Singapore, drawn by its business-friendly regulations and political stability. To complement the influx of foreign investment, Lee's administration implemented extensive infrastructural development programs. The development of industrial estates, such as Jurong Industrial Estate, marked a significant step toward creating a conducive environment for manufacturing. The government invested heavily in building ports, roads, and telecommunications, ensuring that Singapore could meet the logistical demands of international trade. These investments not only bolstered the economy, but created thousands of jobs, helping to alleviate unemployment. Lee's approach to workforce development was equally strategic, recognizing that a well-educated and skilled workforce was crucial for attracting foreign investment. His government prioritized education and vocational training. The establishment of technical institutes and polytechnics provided citizens with opportunities to acquire relevant skills in emerging industries. This emphasis on skill development helped Singaporeans transition from low-wage labor to more skilled positions in manufacturing, finance, and technology sectors. The economic policies under Lee's leadership were not just reactive, they were proactive strategies aimed at ensuring long-term growth. His administration cultivated a culture of innovation and entrepreneurship, encouraging local businesses to rise and meet the demands of an evolving economy. Through initiatives such as the Productivity and Innovation Credit Scheme, Lee facilitated opportunities for SMEs, small and medium enterprises, to invest in research and development, fostering a competitive business environment. Moreover, Singapore's shift toward export-oriented industrialization positioned it favorably in the global market. Lee encouraged trade partnerships with countries across the globe, enhancing Singapore's status as a critical node in international supply chains. The signing of free trade agreements facilitated greater access to global markets, further cementing Singapore's reputation as an economic powerhouse. The government's prudent fiscal policies also played a significant role in shaping the economic landscape. Emphasizing financial prudence, Lee adhered to policies that maintained a balanced budget and encouraged savings and investment. The establishment of the Central Provident Fund, CPF, ensured citizens could secure their retirement, fostering a sense of financial stability and security among the population. Social equity was another crucial aspect of Lee's economic vision. While promoting economic growth was paramount, the government also took measures to ensure that the benefits of prosperity were shared across all segments of society. The housing development policies, leading to mass public housing projects, enabled the majority of Singaporeans to own homes, fostering a sense of belonging and community. The late 1970 ES and early 1980 S saw Singapore diversify its economy further. Lee's government carefully monitored global economic trends, steering the country towards higher value industries such as biotechnology, information technology, and finance. This adaptability ensured that Singapore remained competitive in an ever-evolving global landscape. By the end of the 20th century, Singapore stood as a beacon of economic success, having successfully transitioned from a developing country to one of the richest nations in the world. The combination of strategic planning, educational investment, and a culture of meritocracy and innovation paved the way for an economic model that others look to emulate. Chapter 3 details this extraordinary transformation, celebrating Lee Kuan Yew's unyielding commitment to creating an economic landscape rooted in pragmatism and foresight. His policies and decisions reverberate beyond Singapore, providing an inspiring roadmap for developing nations aiming to achieve similar success in their economic journeys. Chapter 4: A City in a Garden, Urban Planning and Development. Lee Kuan Yew's vision extended far beyond economic transformation. He sought to craft Singapore into a model city that harmonized urban development with environmental sustainability. The concept of a city in a garden emerged as a defining theme of his urban planning philosophy, reflecting his belief that a well-planned environment could enhance the quality of life for all citizens. In the early years of independence, Singapore faced significant urban challenges. Rapid population growth, coupled with a lack of space and resources, necessitated innovative solutions. Lee understood that for the nation to thrive, it needed a robust infrastructure that balanced urban density with greenery and public spaces. His government embarked on a bold mission to transform the cityscape into one that integrated nature with urban living. One of the critical components of this vision was the emphasis on public housing. The Housing Development Board, HDB, established in 1960, aimed to provide affordable housing solutions for the rapidly growing population. Lee's government recognized that home ownership was vital for fostering a sense of stability and community among citizens. By prioritizing public housing projects, the HDB successfully built entire towns equipped with essential amenities, thus creating vibrant, integrated communities. The planning of these new towns reflected thoughtful urban design principles. Each development included not only residential units, but also schools, parks, and commercial centers. This integrated approach aimed to create a self-sufficient environment where residents could live, work, and play within their communities. The focus on accessibility ensured that these developments were well connected through public transportation networks, further enhancing mobility and convenience. Despite the necessity for urban expansion, Lee remained committed to preserving natural landscapes. The concept of green spaces formed an integral part of his urban planning philosophy. He advocated for lush parks, roadside greenery, and nature reserves throughout the city. The commitment to maintaining green corridors contributed to Singapore's unique identity as a city in a garden, where citizens could enjoy nature amidst their urban surroundings. Under Lee's leadership, significant projects emerged that exemplified this harmonious blend of nature and urbanity. The development of the Southern Ridges, a network of trails and parks connecting Mount Faber to Kent Ridge Park, showcased how urban design could embrace natural landscapes. Initiatives like the National Parks Board sought to conserve and promote biodiversity, aligning with Lee's vision of environmental stewardship. Beyond aesthetics, Lee recognized the practical implications of sustainable urban planning. The government's initiatives to promote clean and efficient public transport systems, such as the Mass Rapid Transit (MRT), highlighted a commitment to reducing environmental impact while improving connectivity. The expansion of public transport not only alleviated traffic congestion, but also encouraged a shift towards more sustainable commuting practices. Lee's focus on sustainable urban development was also reflected in the management of water resources. Faced with limitations on freshwater supply, the government invested in innovative water management solutions, including the development of the New Water Initiative, which turned treated wastewater into potable water. This forward-thinking approach not only addressed immediate resource challenges, but also showcased Singapore's commitment to sustainability. The urban transformation of Singapore culminated in the recognition of its achievements on the global stage. The city consistently ranks high in global livability indices, a testament to effective governance and innovative urban planning. Lee's legacy as the architect of Singapore's urban landscape, continues to influence contemporary policies, with many cities around the world looking to Singapore as an exemplar of sustainable urban development. By focusing on landscaping, housing, and infrastructure, Lee Kuan Yew laid the groundwork for a harmonious blend of urbanity and nature. Chapter 4 delves into these transformative urban policies, revealing how they have shaped Singapore's environment and exemplified the potential of visionary leadership in urban planning. The continuation of Lee's legacy in the city's planning philosophy reaffirms the value of sustainable development in creating livable urban communities. Chapter 5 The Rule of Law, Governance, and Public Policy. The governance of Singapore under Lee Kuan Yew was underscored by a robust commitment to the rule of law. This foundational principle served as a cornerstone for establishing a stable and orderly society, where justice prevailed and the rights of citizens were protected. Lee understood that the rule of law was essential for fostering public trust, economic growth, and social cohesion, making it an integral element of his governance philosophy. Central to Lee's framework was the establishment of a legal system that was transparent, efficient, and accessible. Upon assuming leadership, he moved quickly to reform the judiciary, ensuring that it was independent and capable of countering corruption and enforcing laws fairly. The judicial reforms addressed issues of inefficiency that had plagued the colonial system, leading to a legal framework that emphasized swift justice and accountability. Lee recognized that the rule of law extended beyond legal proceedings. It encompassed the overall governance structure and public policy. His government promoted a system where laws were designed not merely to regulate, but to empower citizens by providing them with avenues for recourse against abuses. This commitment to fairness laid the groundwork for a society where every citizen was cognizant of their rights and responsibilities. The establishment of the Corrupt Practices Investigation Bureau served as a key mechanism in Lee's strategy to combat corruption, which he viewed as a principal threat to national stability. The agency's rigorous enforcement of anti-corruption laws underscored a zero-tolerance policy towards graft. By pursuing and prosecuting corrupt officials, Lee fostered an environment of accountability, instilling public trust that the government acted in the interest of the people. Public policy was another area in which Lee's commitment to the rule of law manifested. His administration systematically approached policymaking with an emphasis on long-term economic planning and social welfare. Policies were founded on empirical evidence and pragmatism, rather than ideology, allowing for adaptability in addressing emerging challenges. The government established various ministries and agencies dedicated to specific areas such as health, education, and housing, ensuring that each sector operated under a well-defined regulatory framework. The vision of a multicultural society was further reinforced through laws designed to promote social harmony and integration. The Maintenance of Religious Harmony Act aimed to prevent religious conflicts and foster understanding among various faiths. By addressing potential flashpoints in a diverse society, Lee's administration aimed to cultivate a sense of unity while valuing ethnic diversity. Lee understood that public communication and engagement were principles central to good governance. He encouraged open dialogue between the government and the citizens, adopting a consultative approach to policymaking. Public forums, town hall meetings, and press conferences allowed citizens to voice their concerns and participate in the governance process. This transparency contributed to a political culture where citizens felt they had a stake in their country's future. The emphasis on education and the promotion of critical thinking further supported the development of a knowledgeable citizenry, capable of engaging with governance effectively. Lee championed educational policies that fostered creativity and analytical skills, empowering individuals to contribute to the democratic process. By producing informed citizens, Lee cultivated a political environment that valued constructive debate and civic involvement. Despite the authoritarian undertones often associated with his governance style, the underlying commitment to the rule of law ensured that Singaporean citizens could pursue redress and engage with the state constructively. The social compact he established was characterized by a mutual understanding. While the government would prioritize stability and growth, citizens would embrace personal responsibility and contribute to the nation's welfare. Chapter 5 delves into the intricacies of Lee Kuan Yew's governance philosophy, revealing how his commitment to the rule of law and effective public policy played a critical role in shaping Singapore into a stable, just, and prosperous nation. The enduring legacy of his governance model continues to influence both domestic and international discussions on effective leadership, accountability, and the role of law in society. Chapter 6 Education and Human Capital, Building a Knowledge Society. In Lee Kuan Yew's vision for Singapore, education stood as a key pillar of national development. Recognizing the vital role that human capital plays in economic and social progress, Lee prioritized education reforms that aim to equip citizens with the skills necessary for success in a rapidly changing global environment. His unwavering commitment to building a knowledgeable and skilled populace set the stage for Singapore's transformation into a leading global city. Upon taking office, Lee confronted the challenge of a poorly educated workforce, resulting from decades of colonial neglect. Believing that education was the great equalizer, he set out to revamp the education system, ensuring that access to quality education was available to every citizen regardless of socio-economic status. This holistic approach to educational reform focused on both primary and secondary education, laying down the foundation for a highly skilled workforce. The introduction of comprehensive educational policies included the establishment of an inclusive school system that catered to diverse learning needs. The emphasis on bilingualism, with English as the medium of instruction alongside mother tongues, helped position Singaporeans as effective participants in the global economy while promoting cultural identity. This linguistic policy also fostered social cohesion among the various ethnic groups present in Singapore, uniting citizens in a common language while respecting their unique cultural backgrounds. To address the changing demands of the job market, the education system underwent continuous evaluation and revision. Lee's government invested heavily in vocational training and technical education, aligning curricula with industry needs. The establishment of the Institute of Technical Education, ITE, provided practical training in fields that were vital to Singapore's economic growth, ensuring that graduates were well prepared to meet employer demands. Higher education also received substantial attention under Lee's administration. The expansion of universities and polytechnics aimed to cater to the aspirations of Singaporean youth and produce a pipeline of skilled professionals to fuel the economy. Institutions such as the National University of Singapore, NUS, and Nanyang Technological University, ENTU, emerged as vibrant centers of research and innovation, driving advancements in technology and science. Moreover, Lee Kuan Yew recognized that education was not just about academic achievement, but also about nurturing character and values. The government's focus on moral education instilled civic responsibility and ethical values in students, preparing them to be conscientious citizens. As a result, the education system not only produced competent professionals, but also individuals committed to contributing positively to society. The drive towards a knowledge-based economy led to the promotion of research and development as critical components of national progress. Lee's administration encouraged collaboration between universities and industries, fostering an environment where innovation could thrive. The creation of research institutes and the allocation of funds for R&D projects laid the groundwork for advancements in fields such as biotechnology, information technology, and engineering. Additionally, Lee Kuan Yew understood that education should extend beyond the confines of the classroom. Initiatives to promote lifelong learning were implemented to encourage individuals to continually upgrade their skills in response to the ever-evolving job landscape. The Skills Future initiative championed learning opportunities for all ages, reinforcing the principle that education is a lifelong endeavor. Lee's vision for education fostered not only economic progress, but also social mobility. As opportunities for educational advancement expanded, citizens began to realize the potential for upward mobility, bolstering the belief in meritocracy, a cornerstone of Singaporean identity. This commitment to equal opportunities led to a largely cohesive society where talent and hard work triumphed over socio-economic barriers. Through his relentless pursuit of educational excellence, Lee Kuan Yew laid the foundation for Singapore's transformation into a knowledge society. The strategic investment in education and human capital not only positioned Singapore as a global hub for talent and innovation, but also fostered a resilient and adaptive citizenry capable of navigating the complexities of the modern world. Chapter 6 explores the integral role of education in Lee's vision, celebrating the achievements of his forward-thinking policies that have led to an empowered and continuously evolving population. The enduring legacy of these educational reforms serves as a reminder of the critical importance of human capital in national development and societal advancement. Chapter 7: Cultural Harmony: Managing Diversity in Singapore. In a nation characterized by remarkable ethnic and cultural diversity, Lee Kuan Yew understood that fostering cultural harmony was vital for Singapore's stability and success. The challenge of managing a multicultural society presented unique obstacles, however. Lee's leadership and commitment to inclusivity established principles that would guide the nation towards unity amidst diversity. From the outset, Lee recognized the potential for ethnic tensions to disrupt social cohesion. The legacy of colonial divide and rule policies left an indelible mark on Singapore, and thus he took immediate steps to address the underlying issues that could exacerbate these divides. His vision encompassed the idea that a unified national identity could be built upon the respect and appreciation of various cultures rather than at the expense of them. One of the key mechanisms implemented to promote cultural harmony was the establishment of the Ministry of Community Development, which aimed to facilitate inter-ethnic dialogue and cooperation. The government promoted policies that encouraged intercultural understanding, fostering an atmosphere of respect and tolerance among the diverse groups that inhabited the island. The establishment of community centers across neighborhoods served as platforms for promoting social interaction and cultural exchange. The ethos of multiculturalism was embedded in Singapore's national policies. The Racial Harmony Act, introduced in 1995, served as a framework for ensuring fair treatment across all ethnicities. With its emphasis on preventing racial discrimination and promoting equal opportunities, the Act reinforced the government's commitment to inclusivity. This dedication extended to education, where curriculum requirements included lessons on Singapore's diverse heritage, helping young citizens cultivate an appreciation for one another's cultures. Lee was also keenly aware of the importance of shared spaces in promoting social interaction. Urban planning initiatives, particularly the design of public housing, reflected this understanding. By incorporating mixed developments that included different racial and socio-economic groups, the government aimed to create integrated communities where residents could cohabitate and collaborate, thereby breaking down barriers. Festivals celebrating the various cultural traditions within Singapore became national events, showcasing the rich tapestry of its society. Events like the Chinese New Year, Hari Raya Puasa, and Deepavali were recognized nationwide, symbolizing the unity of various communities. These celebrations were not merely cultural spectacles. They served to strengthen bonds among different ethnic groups, promoting appreciation and understanding. The government's emphasis on meritocracy played a further role in ensuring that policies prioritized talent and skill over ethnicity. By reinforcing the principle that success should be based on individual merit, Lee's administration sought to cultivate an environment where diversity was viewed as an asset rather than a divisive force. This approach not only fostered social tension relief, but also positioned Singapore as an attractive hub for international talent. Furthermore, Lee's vision for cultural harmony extended to issues of language and communication. The promotion of bilingualism within the education system underscored the government's commitment to preserving cultural identities while facilitating broader communication through a common language, English. This dual language policy fostered a sense of inclusivity while helping to bridge cultural divides, contributing to social cohesion. Lee's efforts to manage diversity culminated in the establishment of the National Integration Council in 2009, aimed specifically at promoting integration among citizens and non-citizens alike. The government's recognition of the need to foster a sense of belonging among all residents highlighted its commitment to nurturing an inclusive society. Chapter 7 examines the pivotal role of cultural harmony in Lee Kuan Yew's vision, illustrating how effective governance, thoughtful policies, and community engagement have contributed to a uniquely cohesive Singapore. The commitment to managing diversity ensures that Singapore stands as a testament to the potential of multiculturalism, reinforcing the notion that unity in diversity is not just a dream, but a tangible reality. Chapter 8: Legacy and Future: Lessons from Lee Kuan Yew. As we reflect on the life and leadership of Lee Kuan Yew, it becomes evident that his legacy transcends the geographical bounds of Singapore. It serves as a beacon of guidance for leaders and policymakers worldwide. The lessons derived from his tenure, characterized by determination, pragmatism, and visionary foresight, provide valuable insights into the nuances of effective governance and nation-building. Lee's enduring impact is perhaps most evident in Singapore's transformation into a global economic powerhouse. His focus on meritocracy, education, and human capital laid the groundwork for a prosperous society, challenging the notion that a nation's success is inherent solely to its natural resources. Lee's assertion that a nation's most valuable asset lies in its people underscores the fundamental principle that investment in human capabilities is essential for sustainable progress. The journey of leadership demonstrated by Lee reflects the importance of adaptability and foresight in governance. The ability to assess societal needs, respond to changing circumstances, and anticipate future trends was a hallmark of his administration. Lee's decision to pivot towards knowledge-based industries in the late 20th century exemplifies the adaptability required in a rapidly evolving global landscape. As nations around the world grapple with challenges such as technological advances and climate change, Lee's emphasis on foresight remains highly relevant. Cultural harmony, a cornerstone of Lee's vision, serves as another critical lesson for global leaders. In an era where divisions seem to deepen, the promotion of inclusivity and respect for diversity is paramount. Lee understood that unity could only be achieved through empathy and understanding among individuals of different backgrounds. His belief in the importance of social cohesion offers a blueprint for managing diversity in an increasingly interconnected world. Lee's commitment to the rule of law and accountable governance continues to resonate as countries strive to uphold democratic values and civil rights. His advocacy for transparency, anti-corruption measures, and an independent judiciary serves as a deterrent against the erosion of public trust in governance. As emerging democracies navigate their paths, the principles that underpinned Lee's administration offer critical guidance in establishing legitimacy and integrity. Importantly, Lee Kuan Yew's legacy emphasizes the value of leadership rooted in responsibility and vision. His belief that leaders must act in the best interests of their citizens speaks to the essential qualities of integrity, humility, and resilience. As we witness leadership styles evolve, the focus on personal accountability, truthful engagement with citizens, and the capacity to inspire trust remains as vital as ever. The future of Singapore, as envisioned by Lee, hinges on the continuous pursuit of excellence and innovation. The ongoing investment in education, research, and technological advancement highlights the necessity of equipping future generations for challenges yet to come. By fostering a culture of lifelong learning and adaptability, Singapore positions itself at the forefront of global advancements, ensuring that it remains relevant in an ever-changing world. Chapter 8 encapsulates the overarching themes of Lee Kuan Yew's transformative journey, shedding light on the principles that have guided Singapore's ascent to prominence. As emerging leaders and nations reflect on his legacy, the lessons drawn from Lee's life serve not only as guiding stars, but as enduring reminders of the potential that awaits any nation willing to embrace the principles of good governance, cultural harmony, and responsible leadership. This comprehensive exploration of Lee Kuan Yew's life and contributions provides a robust framework for understanding the nuances of modern governance and societal progress, leaving an indelible mark on the world stage. If you found this video helpful, inspiring, or entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on future content. Your support means the world. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.